How are y'all, and welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin, and today we're playing floor number 12 on Luck Be a Landlord. So we beat floor number 11 fairly convincingly with the cultists in the last video. It was quite good. So floor number 12, the difference is that you receive one less essence tokens from emails. They're called essence tokens. I finally figured out what the actual name of them was. So let's jump right in, and hopefully we have a pretty decent run. And here I will pick up a crab versus a mouse. I think mouse is probably better in the short term, and here I'll take a key for the same reason. Well, the reason being that we can get rid of it. The mouse can help us get rid of a few things we pick up. I'll take up some bubbles there just because they will remove themselves, and I made the 25 rent pound with 9 left over. 50 now due in 5 spins. I'll take a void creature. It's pretty decent, and blue pepper should give us a fair amount of kinds early on. That might help us build up a buffer. I don't particularly want a second key, but I'll take it. So I didn't really want any of the ones. We could try for a cultist, but we did that in the last episode, so let's try and do something different here. A second cultist. I feel like I may have made a mistake not taking the cultist, but we will skip this. And here, let's go with shiny pebbles. So if we're going to not go cultist, we might as well stack the rare. And we did make the 50 rent payment with 28 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins. I could go hooligan, or I could go thief, or I could go target. Just worth 2, and it will eventually be removed. We don't have any rabbits, but Mori the rabbit is really good. Oswald the monkey, we don't have any monkeys either, and lunchbox isn't great. I'll take Mori the rabbit. That just makes rabbits and rabbit fluff kind of instant pickups and makes them really good. I'll take a cheese there for the mouse. Okay, that'll definitely help us with building up our buffer. I don't want a second mouse though. Okay, we're getting about 15 per turn. I'll take another shiny pebble. And here, I don't want another mouse. A rabbit is great, gives 2, will eventually give 4. If we could just fill the board with items to give 4, I'd be happy enough. Okay, 26, and we did make the 100 rent pound with 56 left over, not too bad. 150 now due in 6 spins. Let's pick up an essence capsule, and let's pick up happy hour, I guess, maybe. Okay, I'll take another void fruit. We should have no problem making the next rent payment, and hopefully with that extra essence from the essence capsule, hopefully with that extra essence token from the essence capsule, we'll should pick up something that will help us win the game. I'll take a coal. They're really good. If we get them early enough, and I think this is still early enough. Chicken, I don't think is a very good rare. I know it's a rare, and it can, if you have the right run, I think it can be really good, but it's never really worked out for me. We did make the 150 rent payment with 25 left over. 225 now due in 7 spins. So triple kinds, we need at least 3 kinds. When destroyed, kinds give 3 more this game, which would make them worth 4. Compost heap, 3 watermelons are added. Whenever 3 symbols are destroyed in the same spin, destroys itself afterwards. Watermelons would be given 7, which would be really good. Are we likely to destroy 3 symbols in the same spin though? That's the question. Or are we more likely to get... I'll go with triple kinds. That would make a King Midas fantastic. It'd also make Hexamidas pretty decent. Barrel of Dwarf destroys itself after 7 dwarfs are removed. Removes all dwarfs before each spin and gives 17. It's not fantastic for us. Let's go with Cursed Katana. Cursed Katana is very similar to the normal Katana actually. Cursed Katana Essence is very similar to the normal Katana Essence in that it gives you more, but worse I think. I think it might actually be worse. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Let's go with Pizza the Cat because we do have at least 1 cat. So we didn't get super powerful there on that rent payment, but we do. Let's take a wine because it's worth 3. So what we're looking for is something that gives kinds, and Hexatedium could be that thing. But we do have 2 shiny pebbles, so it seems like we're stacking luck and not bad luck, I guess is the word. Okay, we're not doing too bad. 30 per spin. We should make the next rent payment. We're actually closer than I thought we'd be. We only got 21 on that spin. Let's take an urn just to take something. It's a bit of a desperate pick, and let's skip this one. I don't think we're going to make this rent payment. Unfortunately, we just not quite get the scaling. Let's jump right in and let's try again. Okay, what have we got here? Present is, let's take a dwarf maybe. Might give us a nice buffer early on, which will help us. I'll take a bubble. And here I will pick up a 3-sided dice. It's worth 2 on average, which is better than the anchor, which is only worth 1.8. I guess I'll take a mouse as well. Not super enthused about it, but they might have gotten better now with the essences. Mice and eaters might now be better. Let's we did make the 25 rent payment with 13 left over. 50 due in 5 spins. I'll take a rabbit fluff and I will take blue pepper. Still pretty good early on. Okay, I already have a dwarf and a mouse. I don't particularly want a monkey. Let's skip. Problem is there's no real way of getting rid of them late game, and they just don't scale well enough for late game. I'll take a key though. Might pick up a lockbox at some stage. Don't particularly want a toddler. Let's take an orange just because it's worth 2. There's a few ways of getting rid of it. And here I'll take a bubble worth 2 and removes itself. Not so bad. And we did make the 50 rent payment with 37 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins. I think a rabbit is pretty good, and I think fish tank could be really good. I think better than the other 2 anyway. Hex of Tedium. We already have rabbit fluff. I'll take a milk instead. We shouldn't have any problem with the next rent payment. Lucky Capsule is fantastic. This could definitely define our run. So Robin Hood is okay. Not fantastic, but pretty decent. As long as he doesn't make us lose this rent payment, which he isn't. So that's not too bad. I think Robin Hood is worth like 4.25 on average or something. Let's skip this. Okay, and we did make the 100 rent payment with 44 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. Bronze Arrow is fantastic, and we have Robin Hood. Just better and better. And let's pick up, should we pick up a lunchbox or a 5th ace? Probably not going to go suits, it's a bit late. And our deck is a bit full. Let's pick up lunchbox. We do have a dwarf. So wine and a beer is fantastic, and I will take, I'll actually take Void Fruit just because it will remove itself rather than waiting for the dwarf to get to it. Here I already have 1 key. I don't particularly want a toddler, and I won't take a present. The fact that it'll take up space for 10 turns probably makes it not worth it. I'll take a lockbox there because we do have a key somewhere. And here I could take Big Urn just because it's worth 2, but I think I will skip instead. Shouldn't have any problem making the next rent payment, especially with this dwarf. And here, skip this as well. Okay, Robin Hood is doing great with the arrows. I'll take another arrow with Robin Hood, that's fantastic. Okay, 29 on that spin, not great, but we did make the 150 rent payment with 109 left over, so we're doing pretty good so far. Frozen Pizza is great. Golden Carrot is great. Destroys itself when you spin. Yeah, this can definitely win you the game. And I don't want any of these. Let's reroll it for something better. Actually, I probably should have saved that reroll for... I'll take Tax Evasion because it does have a bit of synergy with Robin Hood. Should have saved that reroll for the very rares, just on the off chance we're offered 3 very rares that we don't want. I don't know if that's possible. Alright, so the question is, do we want to go Pirate or do we want to go Eldritch Creature? It's definitely one of these. Mega Chest, while really good, is not good enough, whereas these 2 are game winning, like you can base your game around them. Eldritch Creature is better if you get more than 1. Pirate, however, we already have 2 upgrades for it, and Pirate is more interesting. I think Eldritch Creature is just better. With the Pirate with 2 upgrades will still only be worth 4, and we already have a dwarf to take the beer, so I'll go Eldritch Creature. Okay, we're going to need to start taking hexes now for the Eldritch Creature, I reckon. Let's take a buffing capsule. Did that hit the Robin Hood? It definitely did. Fantastic. Let's take a... I don't want to take a Hex of Destruction. That's basically the 1 hex I don't think I would take. How are we doing? Yeah, we've already made rent. Mrs. Fruit is great. They'll just get rid of the cherry and they'll get rid of the orange, so that's really good. Another reason not to go with pirate as well, actually, because it has a bit of anti-synergy with Mrs. Fruit. Okay, we're doing really well so far. I could take a coal. We do have an empty space and Mrs. Fruit is going to create another empty space. Plus we'll remove 3 duds. So yeah, I think I'll take a coal. It'll be pretty decent late game. I think we can carry it for 20 spins. We made the 225 rent payment with 127 left over. 300 now due in 7 spins. I'll take a wine for the dwarf and I will take... Don't want grey robber, don't particularly want red suits. I don't want conveyor belt, I don't want red suits. I will take grey robber. That will now allow us to add urns, which aren't too bad. Okay, I don't want any of these. And we should have no problem making the next rent payment. Doing fantastic so far. Let's pick up an urn. Let's actually remove probably this flower and remove probably this kind. We've already turned down 1 pirate. What's the chances we get another one? Okay, I'll take a hexatedium though. The Eldritch Creature will get it eventually. In fact, got it straight away. And there, 3 of our duds have just disappeared. That's pretty good. Let's skip. Okay, we're quite far ahead, so we can afford to be fairly picky about what we add at the moment. We have a very good core and we have a lot of empty space. And with blue pepper, I'm not as worried about the empty space because at least we're getting, it's like 3 of the empties are worth 1. So there's no point adding something that's worth 1. We did make the 300 rent payment with 67 left over. 375 now due in 8 spins. Happy Hour destroys itself after 3 spirits, I guess, or drinks are destroyed. When destroyed, they give 1.5 more gold this game. That's really good. Kind on a string is really good as well, except we've already removed kind. Shrine is interesting, but I think you kind of need a General Zara for something. Actually also gives you animals. This is definitely the most chaotic of the choices. I'll take Happy Hour and I will take a Hexadraining. Tomb would also have been pretty decent actually. Tomb may have been a better idea because I have so many empties. I will take Checkered Flag is fantastic with Robin Hood. I think it raises up to like a 5 per turn or something. We can work it out. Let's work it out for the crack. So Robin Hood gives 29 every 3 spins, so about 10 per spin, takes away 3, so 9, that's so 20, it's like 20 every 3 spins, so 6 point something actually, that's really good. Let's skip this. I could do it some way of growing my eaters, just need to keep an eye on Mrs. Fruit and make sure I don't skip something that I can feed her. Let's skip this as well. I could have taken the goldfish for the fish tank. That's just bad play. Let's pick up a seed. There's a good chance it'll grow into something that Mrs. Fruit can eat. An orange. Okay, pretty decent. And 4 spins to get about 150. This shouldn't be a problem. Let's take a rabbit because it will eventually grow into a +3. Okay, 47. A lucky capsule. Another lucky capsule is great. Just want as many of them as possible. I think this Hexadraining made the arrow give 0. Robin Hood does remove apples, so let's take the apple. Gives 3, gets eventually removed by Robin Hood. What's not to like? Cultist is great with the Eldritch Creature. We'll eventually get around to it. And we made the 375 rent payment. Only 43 left over, so not scaling as great as I thought I would with 2 eaters, but 450 now due in 8 spins. Silver Arrow is fantastic, and Adoption Paper. Is there much there we'd pick other than an Eldritch Creature? On the other hand, this let's risk it. What's the chances we get another Eldritch Creature? Very low, but we'll skip these. Let's take a goldfish, I guess, for the bowl. So Adoption Paper is kind of the same as picking up a pool ball, which isn't too bad, I guess. Let's pick up, we don't have anything that synergizes with kinds, no. So let's take a bubble. $61 on that spin, that's not so bad. I'll take a wine, we'll try and get this Happy Hour essence going. And we don't have anything for lockboxes, do we? No. Could go in Matryoshka doll. Let's re-roll because I'm a bit worried about the fact we may not have quite enough scaling. Okay, we got 50 on that turn. If we get another, yeah, you see, if we just get 50 per turn, It's not going to be enough. Let's re-roll and hope for something. We should have taken that urn. I forgot that we had grave robber. Okay, we've made a few mistakes this run, but we do have a diamond, which should help. Another beer is really good. Eventually the dwarf has to get something. And I think we may have actually passed the pint. We need to get about 50 per turn for the next 2 turns. 35 on that turn, that wasn't great, no, in fairness. We have 1 spin and the dwarf hit, but that should help. Robin Hood got hit by an arrow. Yeah, so 140 on that turn. So it was close, but we did make the 450 rent payment with 83 left over. 575 now due in 9 spins. Piggy bank is basically 150 after 25 spins, which isn't too bad. It's 3 per turn as long as you survive 25 spins. However, 5th ace isn't great. Brown pepper is just 10. I'll take the early 10. Holy water destroys itself if there are at least 2 6 hexes. That's never going to happen with the Eldritch Creature. Okay. Removes all eggs every spin. So this just removes rabbit fluffs and this removes eggs. Do we have any rabbit fluff? Do we want to remove it? Gives 20 whenever a rabbit fluff is removed. Sure. Let's take the tomb. We were offered it last time, we didn't take it. We won't make that same mistake again, and I'll take Quigley Wolf. This should be great. Tomb breaks straight away. This should give us a nice buffer, making sure that we make the next rent payment without any problem whatsoever. I will take a dog and I will remove something like this pearl. Okay, not great hits on this arrow, but I suppose decent. 75 on that spin. A few spins like that and it'll definitely save us from any worry about the next rent payment. Okay, 128, that was fantastic. I'll skip these. Yeah, we're very much ahead of the curve at the moment. That tomb definitely helped out a lot. And do I have a mouse? I do have a mouse. I'll take a cheese. We're very close as well to breaking this happy hour essence. 90 on that spin. Another beer, that'll do it. Just need that dwarf to hit the beer now and we should have no problem. Okay, I could take another wolf just to fill up our inventory. 3 empties. I'm happy enough. Well, 4 empties once the dwarf drinks the beer. Let's pick up. We don't have any way of breaking saves or anything. Let's pick up a chemical 7. I think that will count for happy hour. It does. That's great. So now the dwarf, when it drinks the beer, should give me 15. Let's check this out. It'll actually give me 30 because it was doubled by the arrow. So that's really good for the dwarf. Let's we did make the 575 rent payment, 256 left over, 650 now due in 9 spins, shouldn't be a problem. Golden egg is really good, strawberry is really good, bronze arrow though I think is better. And we could take a time machine. With the amount of arrows, with Robin Hood I meant, arrows are generally worth 3, they're probably worth like 1.5 on average. Because Robin Hood doesn't always hit them, maybe 1 on average. Okay, 57. Not quite out of the woods. I'll take a cheese. I'll eventually get hit by the mouse. Okay, 75. I'll take another. Wine is worth 3. So wine is worth 30 once it gets hit by the dwarf. And worth 3 every turn while it's waiting. For the 650 due in 5 spins. I did pick up checkered flag, so I could pick up a slot, but I don't think it's quite good enough. I suppose it is worth 3. We haven't found much for the eaters actually in a while. I'll take a target. Could have taken a banana, I guess. Good hit there. Bronze arrow hitting the wine and hitting the dwarf for a massive 366 just from the dwarf. That was huge. It was also hit by the silver arrow. I was like, that's a bit much just for the dwarf. Well, it would have been worth 300. And I think that definitely removes any worry we have about making rent for a very long time. I'd say even if we don't improve this deck at all, we've actually won this level. I'll take cold air just because time machine, why not? Might as well make some use of it. We made the 650 rent payment with 591 left over, so even without the giant dwarf we would have made rent. Destroys itself a quiver, so arrows point in 2 directions until something points at 0 symbols and then it destroys itself. That shouldn't happen very often. We don't have any flour. And we don't have any cards. So let's take a strawberry, I guess. Let's take looting glove, I guess. And now we want to keep our board as full as possible to minimize the chance that arrows miss symbols. 72 on that turn, that's pretty good. We still have our quiver, still doing well. 76 on that turn, can't go wrong. Let's skip this. Okay, what have we got here? There goes our quiver, so we must have had an arrow that pointed at no symbols, which is a bit unfortunate. Didn't last very long, but sure, that's the game, I guess. Okay, we're still getting about 70 per spin. I'll take a target. With the amount of arrows we have, the target shouldn't last long. Okay, I'll take a void fruit. Sorry. Okay, let's skip all these. And at this stage, I think our deck is pretty much finished. We're just going to add things that already fit in with the synergies we're working with. Like essence capsule is always good. I might as well take a milk, I guess. Well, I don't know. I know I have the eater for cap, but I still don't know if it's worth it. Let's skip all these. Okay, and we did make the 700 red payment with 674 left over, so we've definitely won this. No worries whatsoever. Let's take a booster pack because it's interesting. Although I should have checked what that Chemical 7 essence was. I don't think I've seen that before. Let's reroll here. I don't want any of these. Martini is worth 5, I think. Let's take the Martini to see how much it's worth. Let's take Egg Carton as well. Let's. So booster pack destroys itself automatically. Let's remove something. I'll wait until the cat drinks milk and then I'll remove the cat. I'll also remove the mouse. Okay, let's see what we get from the booster pack. Lucky capsule is decent. A reroll capsule is okay. Geologist will actually remove things for us, won't we? No, he won't. So let's take a moon instead. We have a wolf and a few rabbits. King Midas is terrible. Apple will get removed eventually. And this is our very rare. I think we have to go with golden arrow. And what do we have here? A tedium capsule, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so our deck is now quite big. No, we don't want a sun. 27 from that wolf. How's our inventory doing? Has the cat removed the milk yet? Yes, it has. Let's get rid of the cat. Let's try and keep our deck down to a reasonable level. We now have our second diamond as well. That's quite good. Let's skip this, and we're just gonna end the game. Okay, we've been 23 minutes. So I guess I'll use the remaining time to thank everyone for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe for more videos every day. Also, I have been tweaking my audio settings, so they might sound slightly different in this video. Please let me know if they're better or worse. I think they're better, but I might be slightly biased, so let me know what you think. And we'll be back tomorrow with a floor 13 run, I guess. Just going to finish off this floor 12. We're still a few days away from floor 15, but we're being pretty consistent. We're getting at least one win a day, so we're advancing up the floors one per day, so we're not doing too bad. It'll be interesting to see how hard floor 15 is. We did make the last rent payment, 777, with 846 left over, and this time your landlord was sent to the guillotine. Floor 13 unlocked, so that was actually floor 12, my bad. And yeah, so far I think with the essences, despite the new floors, the game, like floor 12 there was probably easier than floor 9 pre-essences, but it'd be interesting to see if floor 15 is easier or harder than floor 9 was before the update. I have a suspicion that it will be easier, but perhaps less consistent, but we'll see how it is. As always, like, subscribe, comment, and we shall see you in the next one. Until then guys, take care of yourselves and cheers for now.